I tried watching the Spectacular Spider-Man some years ago and I immediately dropped it because everyone looked so skinny compared to the 90s version. And yes, everyone was way too muscular in that version, but hey, I'm an 80s kid, everyone was beefed up back then and it's what I'm used to. I don't like the Ben 10 art style they went with. It made everyone look like weak children and the bad guys were not very imposing.
Aside from the art style, characterization and script are more polished in the first season. One of the things I loved in the 90s version was its story continuity. Every episode was connected with the rest, with the minor flaw being the origin stories for most villains. They were usually introduced as already established personalities instead of showing us how they came to be. This version improves it by showing us how they all came to be because of Spider-Man's actions or other villains. The only one who had his origin kept a secret was Spider-Man himself, since the story starts after Uncle Ben died. Keeping a secret, his early attempts to make money with his powers took away all the drama. Yeah, most of us know it already, but in series it makes the protagonist a significantly less interesting character. His driving force is never shown to be the protection of his loved ones, as it is getting money to pay bills and score some booty. And yes, that's what any normal teenager would do, but it's not what was making the 90s version so compelling. Just like in 80s cartoons, I ended up liking the villains more than the main hero. They were more proactive than simply maintaining the status quo. Revealing Parker's backstory when the symbiote wanted to take over his body at the end of season 1 was a nice twist, since it was taking advantage of his fears. The problem is we hadn't seen his fears earlier in the show. He mentions his guilt over Uncle Ben's death in a hurry, and that's it doesn't show in the way he thinks or acts. This is why his showdown with Venom felt like a very weak internal conflict. Also, this version of Venom is nothing compared to the scary look he had in the 90s version. Then the second season comes and boy was I bored of it. They threw a few new villains and kept rehashing the older ones without giving Parker something new to worry about. Everything felt stale compared to the 90s version, which was constantly doing crossovers with other villains and superheroes. X-Men, Doctor Strange, Blade, Secret Wars, stuff that kept me engaged. And yes, I know those episodes were fan service with no actual plot progression for Spider-Man's side of the story. He had become a guest star in his own show. But then again, he was always street level. He was no match for the big shots. Despite that, it's those crossovers which kept the 90s version fresh with constant new material to go over. Spectacular Spider-Man had no such thing. The first season gets a pass for introducing the basic rogue gallery. The second one is mostly a waste of time. I know the cartoon was cancelled in the second season, not allowing it to tap into more potential. It doesn't excuse the boredom of the second season, which is probably what led to its cancellation in the first place. That, or people not getting used to Spider-Man looking like Ben 10. Oh, and the reveal of the Green Goblin in the finale was pure bullshit! But I can see the appeal it had for some at the time it was airing. The fighting choreographies were great, there was no dated CGI, and it looks way better than the Spider-Man cartoon that came after its cancellation because millennials don't like action and prefer LOL random comedy.